Today, I'm going to talk to you about our work on improving crop area and yield measurement in smallholder farming systems by integrating surveys and satellites. Since improving agricultural productivity is an effective strategy to reduce poverty and food insecurity, doubling productivity and incomes of smallholders is one of the targets within the Sustainable Development Goal of ending hunger. One metric for agricultural productivity is crop yield, which requires accurate measurements of crop production and cultivated area. The problem is that the crop yield estimates in low and middle income countries are often unavailable or unreliable, particularly where productivity improvements are needed the most. Which brings us to the 50 by 30 initiative, an ambitious partnership between countries, several bilateral donors, and multilateral organizations, including the FAO, the World Bank, and IFAD. The initiative aims to support 50 low and lower middle income countries between now and 2030 to improve the availability, quality, and use of agricultural survey data produced by their statistical systems. In parallel with these developments on the ground, there has been a dramatic increase in the availability of high-resolution satellite imagery. On the right are the European Space Agency's Sentinel-2 twin satellites, which are providing 10-meter resolution imagery for the entire Earth every 5 days and for free. As a result, we are observing agricultural plots across the developing world with clarity that we could not have fathomed just a few years ago. So our vision is a system that combines satellite data with georeference objectively measured survey data from the ground. The ground data can in turn train machine learning models that can identify plots, classify crops, and estimate crop area and yields for entire landscapes beyond the locations in which the surveys are conducted. Over the period of 2015 to 2020, we have successfully operationalized these ideas at subnational scales in Uganda and Mali. Here are some plot-level maize yield comparisons from Uganda. In panel A, we compare full plot crop cuts on the ground to satellite-based yields that are calibrated to those measures, while in panel B, we again compare full plot crop cuts to this time uncalibrated satellite yields, which are solely based on satellite imagery and crop models. Both calibrated and uncalibrated satellite yields do well in terms of capturing yield variability on the ground. But uncalibrated satellite yields are systematically overestimated. See the distribution shifted to the right in panel B. This emphasizes the importance of using ground data for calibration purposes. Now, new research under the 50 by 30 initiative is zeroing in on the recommended practices that would maximize the utility of recurrent household surveys for satellite-based estimation of agricultural outcomes. Using Sentinel-2 imagery and georeference plot locations collected in national household surveys from Malawi and Ethiopia, we have mapped areas cultivated with maize at 10-meter resolution across these two countries for 4 agricultural seasons from 2016 and 2019. In doing so, we demonstrated that a machine learning model trained with our survey data can classify smallholder plots cultivated with maize with up to 75% accuracy. We also show that small erosion in predictive accuracy of our models under less preferable approaches to georeferencing plot locations in household surveys can in fact result in large overestimation of total area cultivated with maize. So our message is again using the right training data collected with the right survey models for Earth observation applications. So what are we doing right now to operationalize integrated survey satellite applications in service of our client countries? First, we're working with several like-minded partners with whom we already started pushing the frontier. Second, we're continuing our research on survey methods in remote sensing, and will ultimately be distilling this research into guidelines for designing and implementing large-scale surveys that can provide the required training data for downstream Earth observation applications on high-resolution crop type mapping and crop yield estimation. And with those guidelines in hand, we'll be working with the national statistical offices to refit their survey operations to collect the right ground data. And finally, we'll continue to work with client countries to make sure that the resulting data and research are used for policy design and monitoring purposes. This is of course easier said than done, but with data and integration, ending poverty and hunger is within reach. Thank you very much.